Hi everybody, welcome to or back to the channel. We are revisiting a historical fiction title today. Trigger warning, this one is a little bit of a heavy one. This is talking about the treatment of people in concentration camps in Auschwitz. So if that is not something you are interested in, please watch one of the other videos, but just wanted to lay that out right off the bat. This one is a little bit of a heavy topic, but it is a very, very powerful story. This is Born Survivors by Wendy Holden. So this book is about 3 women who hid their pregnancies while they were in Auschwitz during World War II in the concentration camps, and what they had to do to survive for both themselves and for their children. So it does have a little bit of a happy ending at the end. It's not just all doom and gloom, but again, it is a very kind of miraculous part of the story that you don't hear many redeeming factors or any happy endings in a lot of these stories. So I was happy that this one did have a little bit of that. So you are following 3 women. So the first woman is Priska. She was a teacher. She was separated from her husband when they were sent to the concentration camps. She had to, like the other women, had to hide their pregnancies because they knew if the guards knew that they were pregnant, that they would almost immediately be sent for execution. So they hid their pregnancies. She's trying to find her husband. Of course, she's wanting to reunite with her husband. She was only 70 pounds when she gave birth to her daughter Hannah on a factory table. Just horrifying. Very difficult to, hear about the treatment of these women. But she gave birth to her daughter Hannah. Her daughter Hannah survived, again, by some miracle. She survived. Rachel, very similar story. She is separated from her husband. She has to hide her pregnancy. She continues to hope to be reunited with him, unaware that her husband had been murdered almost immediately after they had been separated. So unfortunately, her search for him was in vain. But she gave birth to her son on a coal train and only survived because the Nazis had run out of gas for the gas chambers before liberation had happened. So that was what helped her survive and helped her son survive. And then we have Anka, also trying to find her husband, also hiding her pregnancy. She was forced into slave labor. She was on an open train for 17 days with other dying prisoners and gave birth right at the gates of their arrival. Her baby was only 3 pounds at birth, but again, miraculously, the baby had survived. And the redeeming part of this story is that they did all survive, their children all survived, and they actually all ended up reuniting, the children of these women. These women had gone on to live long lives. They became something of themselves, were able to, I don't think, ever move past what had happened to them, but at least had life beyond this, and that their children survived, and then, like I said, could be reunited and bonded together by this horrible beginning that they had to life. There are several other memoirs that are similar to this out there. If you've not read Edith Eva Eger's memoir, I'll try to link for it here too. It's called The Choice, Embrace the Possible. She also had gone through a concentration camp experience, and she talks about how she moved on from that. The scene that she talks about that is just ingrained in my brain forever is her memory of a woman being thrown in the middle of the concentration camp who was in labor, and the Nazis had tied her legs together to prevent her from giving birth to her child and let her die in agony there in front of everyone to see. And of course, she died, and her baby died as well. Just absolutely atrocious and brutal. Just when you think that you can't hear a more horrible story of what happened during World War II, those come up. But like I said, it's not an easy read by any stretch of the imagination, but the fact that the mothers went on, that their children went on to have full lives, that the children were able to reunite, the children now have gone on, they have families of their own, kind of keeping the stories of their mother alive. It's a huge testament to just survival and motherhood and the strength that I don't know where you possibly would pull that kind of strength from, but these women did, and they're inspirational. I said the fact that their children were able to bond over this, I think that is the warm fuzzy at the end of this story. So extremely powerful one. I said trigger warning in there, but very, very well written book. I think it is one that will stay with you, the same as Edith Eva Eger's story as well. So let me know what you think if you do try this one out. Born Survivors. I said the things that people can overcome is just absolutely amazing.